What's up, nerds? How's it going? So I've been playing Atomic Heart recently, and it's gotten me thinking about dissonance between storyline and gameplay. So for those that don't know, Atomic Heart, it is a game where you enter into a city as a newcomer into this like communist utopia, right? So Russia won World War II. The U.S. I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore, at least as far as I know. And it's this world where people can inject them. They can add these like chips into their head that create this kind of like shared knowledge, right? So if you figure out, I don't know, a new way to make stew, then your neighbor also learns that. I mean, they do this with like actual science stuff. But so it's this collective shared knowledge, right? So any skills that you have, I would have. Any skills I have, you would have. So this kind of like perfect world of information sharing, right? And because of this, their society is turned into, they don't do the things that they don't want to do. It's like they only kind of research, they only kind of invent, right? So they've created robots to do the work that they don't want to do, right? It's fine, it's great. But guess what? Robots turn on humanity. They start attacking. Nobody knows why. And you're a character that survives, and then you're kind of figuring out this mystery. I don't know what the end is yet. I'll see if I actually end up finishing it. But I've been enjoying it. It's been good. Now, the reason why I'm thinking about this Dissonance is because I can't help but compare this game to Bioshock. So the story of Bioshock, for those that don't know, there's a person, Andrew Ryan. He creates this capitalist utopia underneath in the ocean, right? So it's called Rapture, where I think the line is like, does a man not deserve the sweat from their own brow? Right? That's a thing that, I think that's the line. Anyways, but they create these injectable serums called plasmids, right? You inject yourself and you gain the ability to like shoot fireballs, or like control bees, right? Those are things. So people start injecting themselves with these a lot because, hey, they help you do things. And, they fly too close to the sun and they all start going insane. They all start going crazy and Rapture falls to ruin. Everything, and you arrive right after all this happens. So you arrive as everybody's insane. You have to kind of figure out what happened. So throughout the game, you're kind of like ravaging through. The city's destroyed. Everybody's crazy, right? So you have to start injecting yourself with plasmids as well. You don't know if you're going to go insane. You have to rummage through garbage bins to eat food, do anything to build whatever you possibly can to try and survive the situation that you're in. So that's Bioshock 1. Bioshock 2, more of the same, kind of return to Rapture. Bioshock 3 comes out, and it's kind of similar. You go to a city. It's called Columbia. Very similar kind of capitalist utopia. But one of the things about Columbia is that you arrive when everything's fine, right? Like everybody's wealthy, everybody's learning, the city's in a great place, right? Like everybody's great. But you still have the same mechanics from Bioshock 1 of ravaging through garbage. Instead of plasmids, they're called vigors. But nobody in the city seems to be using them. Everybody seems to be fine. Everything seems to be okay, right? So what's going on here? I mean, there's like a uprising and stuff that happens. The game is still good, but I really do enjoy it. It's one of the few games that I finished. But there's this difference between, why, like in Bioshock 1, the plasmids, everything made sense. Everything was cohesive, right? The story and gameplay really connected, right? You're using plasmids because people are crazy and on plasmids, and that's why the city fell, and that's why things are happening. But vigors just kind of exist in Columbia, and everybody's like, yeah, I could shoot fireballs, but why would I? Right? So it always felt that the story and gameplay in that game, in Bioshock Infinite, there was some dissonance there, right? Like I mentioned, I think the reason for that is, Bioshock 1 had somebody that could shoot fireballs, so therefore Bioshock Infinite should as well. So tying that all back to Atomic Heart, does Atomic Heart run into the same problems? In some ways, but I don't think so at all within the story and gameplay, and that's one of the reasons why I'm enjoying it so much. Where, the world, they've succumbed to relying on technology so much, and now this technology is fighting back. When that technology fights back, there's even areas in the game where you fight like these zombies that kind of like burrow themselves into your brain, kind of like Half-Life-esque, also a little bit of Last of Us type stuff, but it's good. Like I feel like the world is connected. I feel like everything makes sense. There's a reason why things are the way they are. Now, that being said, the game does have a little bit of problems with it's trying to be serious and it's trying to make a point, but then the main character is also like the most American main character I've played in a long time. Like, I almost feel like it's satirical or like self-aware. So it's a bit weird in that way. There's also like the thing that you go to upgrade yourself or upgrade your abilities is like this sex crazed robot fridge, which is a little cringy, and some of the dialogue there is a little bit weird. That being said, overall, I think it's the best BioShock since BioShock 1, because it understands, like, let's build up this society that relies on something, and then that also becomes the downfall of that society. So I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. I would give 2 thumbs up to the game. But yeah, it's been a great time. Yeah, just these are my thoughts. Have a great day.